was gonna turn green. But welcome back to the channel, everyone. We are finally on the new setup. A little bit of a late start to this video, but I literally got the car back about 20 minutes ago. Got about 20 minutes of seat time, and so far I'm really enjoying the car, and I recommend this setup to anybody who is on the fence on, you know, trying to get the most out of your 4.6 liter 2 valve with a supercharger. Now, we did 3 major things to this car from the previous setup. Now, previously this car had 410 gears. Those are gone, those are ditched. We are now on 355 gears. We also had a really restrictive CX Racing 3-core intercooler, which is absolutely garbage. I'm actually gonna show you guys what that intercooler looks like in this video as well, so make sure you guys stay tuned. I swapped that out for a Treadstone TR1245 intercooler, which is good for about 1,000 horsepower, which is gonna be, you know, where the car is gonna be at when it's on, I should say, phase 1 of the built motor, you know, aspect of this whole build I'm doing. Now, obviously, the motor's not done. If it was done, it'd be in the car right now. Don't think I'm prolonging anything. It's just, you know, things that are going on with the world right now. Parts are, you know, very slow and very hard to find, so you only can work as fast as you possibly can. So there's that. And then the final thing we did with this car is I actually went ahead and swapped pulleys. Now, previously we had a Vortech 2.87 pulley on the car. Now we have a Vortech Vortech 3.1 pulley on the car. Had to do a little bit of a pull right there. Now we have a Vortech 3.1 pulley on the car. So to kind of compensate for the boost loss, boost gain that we get with the intercooler, swapping it to a more efficient one, I went ahead and swapped coolers. Now, you guys could probably tell I don't know what you know, roll that was. It probably was, you know, around the 40-mile-an-hour mark. I was able to actually do that in second gear, which was never possible with the 410 gears, and essentially ride out the boost. And I was like short shifting that entire time, shifting at like 6K, 5,800, which I can now ring this car out to 6,500 RPM now because of the swapped pulley. So I kind of have to get, you know, that back in my mind mentally. Previously with the 410 gear setup, I was only shifting at like 55, 58, but now with this setup, with obviously the swapped pulley, I can shift at 6,500, and this car feels way different. Like, you literally can ride out the boost of the centrifugal, which is what I wanted to have with this vehicle. Like, I didn't really care about doing stoplight to stoplight pulls. This car moves under boost, especially when it's cool out. Now it's like 70 something degrees right now. My IATs are actually significantly lower than what they would be if I had that junk CX Racing intercooler. And I've been driving this car non-stop for like the past 30 minutes now. So definitely need to go ahead and let it cool down a little bit, but this car moves out now. Man, it's completely different. If I didn't have the tire on the back, we'd have some problems, seriously, because I have a 275 60/15 Mickey Thompson ET Street SS tire in the back, and this car hooks up from a 40, it hooks up from a 45, hooks up from a 50 in second gear, mind you. I haven't done a 60 roll yet or anything like that. I'll get to that later, but this car hooks up, you know, when I needed to hook up, which is, you know, fantastic with this tire, with this whole setup. Everything is kind of working out exactly how I wanted it to work out. Especially when you get into the higher RPMs, because I have a Vortech V1T trim. When you get up in the higher RPMs is when, like, you literally feel the boost start to kick in. And that's still even with short shifting, because I'm still, like, you know, gotta get mentally, I can ring this car out, you know, even more now. did do like kind of a first gear pull, it still spins and lights up the tires. I gotta make a separate video doing like first gear pulls, second gear pulls, and third gear pulls with this new setup, because I did like a first gear, like I never did it before. I mean, when these tires are not warmed up, because that was the first time I did, the tires were not warmed up, fellas, look, it still spins, it still wants to kind of get away from you. So you need to make sure that you guys are, you know, paying attention, and you guys are actually, I don't want that thing to fly in my car. You guys are paying attention and holding on tight, because this thing will, you know, get away from you. You guys can see the IATs are actually going back down. Right now my IATs, they're pretty much mirroring, excuse me, the ambient temp outside. So if it's like 70 outside, my IATs are 70. With the previous intercooler, if it was 70 outside, it would be like 80 for the IAT. So now this is actually really, really good. And I've been, like I said, driving the car nonstop. I've been doing constant pulls. Well, not really constant pulls, but you guys know what I mean. The car is getting warm, and you know, this Treadstone intercooler is 100% doing its job. Also, this car takes off a little bit different. You guys saw that. I need to like mentally kind of get used to how this car takes off, because with the 410s, it was a lot more forgiving. Now you kind of have to think about what you're doing, but you have to give the car a little bit more gas, because it's not like, you know, moving out as easy as it would, you know, with the taller gear ratio. I'm not gonna do a pull down here, I apologize, but this is kind of sketchy doing pulls down this road. I'm not gonna do it. It's too tight, you know, the federales could be anywhere, so we're just gonna cruise it. But we're about to pull to a spot so I can kind of talk about, you know, what else went down with this car. You guys can probably also tell that the Supercharger might sound a little bit quieter. I mean, just very, very slightly quieter. I mean, it is a T-trim V1, so it's not, you know, anywhere near quiet, but it definitely does have a different kind of sound to it. You know, no, we ain't gonna pull in there. Also, I will explain why I'm not gonna pull in there. We're gonna pull into here. Way better. Oh yeah, this is way better. Way better. Whew. All right. All right, so we have transitioned over to the Sony. Give you guys a little bit of a walk around right now. You guys can see in the front here, we got the new Treadstone intercooler. We get a little bit of better clearance here. It's slightly better than the CX Racing, but I'm 100% gonna get some clipping on some speed bumps or some like kind of angled drops, turns, so I'm gonna be very careful about that. But nothing else as far as the exterior has changed. We have the Mickey Thompsons and the weld setup. We have a 275/60 Mickey Thompson with a 15x10 6.5 inch backspacing weld. I will say, after going ahead and switching to this setup, which this actually did not happen with the old setup, you guys will see here on the passenger side, we have some slight rubbing right here. Now I did do a dig. Now this actually did not happen with the old setup at all, but with this setup, we got some rubbing here. This is only from like a dig, so I wanted to test out to see how the car would, you know, perform with the dig on this setup, and it did actually go ahead and squat the car down a little bit more than it probably should have. So Gonna have to kind of get that aligned, but for right now, I'm just not gonna just, you know, launch the car like that. We'll just, you know, roll it around. I know people say about rolls, but realistically, you gotta work what you got. Now, what you guys see here is the old CX Racing intercooler, and it's completely banged up. This one was, yeah, this one was not that good. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the power numbers, because I know a lot of you guys are probably waiting for that and kind of curious exactly what this car puts down now. Now remember, with the old setup, I had the 2.87 pulley with the CX Racing. This is what I believe is a 3-core. There's no way this is a 4-core, because with a Vortech V1 TI trim, a 2.87 pulley should make over 15 pounds easy, right? Now that intercooler that was on the car essentially was robbing, I mean, realistically, I'd say upwards of 3 to 5 pounds of boost, and the car made 450 wheel horsepower with this junk intercooler with the 2.87. Now what I have in the car right now is going to be the 3.1 pulley, the 3.12 pulley tech, same thing, with the Treadstone intercooler that is only supposed to take about 1-2 psi max. And unfortunately, when we were trying to get the car on the dyno, there was an electrical problem due to the fact that my AFR gauge, or whatever's going on with the AFR sensor or the wiring down there, was kind of doing some type of short with the computer or whatever, and my tuner was unable to actually hook up his laptop to the car. So what's going on right now is I'm essentially running an unknown amount of boost with a way more efficient intercooler with 355 gears. So if the car made 450 with the 2.87 pulley, 13 pounds of boost at 6,200 RPMs when we shut it down, with that CX Racing junk intercooler, what do you think this car is putting down now with the more efficient Treadstone intercooler with the 3.1 pulley with the Vortech V1 TI trim? Honestly, I think we're making around the same wheel horsepower, realistically, maybe a little bit more, but I don't think it's anything too crazy. But what I will say is the car definitely does pull a lot differently. It's way more linear, and you can ride the boost out because of the gears, and I think it's giving the feel that the car is a lot faster. Now I will say this, obviously off of a dig, off a dead stop, the 410 gears are going to feel a lot more violent because, you know, it's a taller gear. You're going to be blowing through the tires. It's going to give that illusion that the car is moving. But with this setup, just being able to ride out the gears all the way to 6,500 RPMs, I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. I want to say the car makes the same amount of horsepower. I want to say it makes around the same amount of horsepower. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. It's going to feel a little bit faster just because of the gears, you know, riding it out. But that's the setup. I mean, it moves. It moves. It really does move. And I haven't even wrung it out all the way. I will make a separate video kind of going ahead and wringing this car out all the way, but I want to let you guys know exactly what we're working with. Again, we got Vortech V1 TI trim with a 3.12 pulley, a Treadstone TR1245 intercooler, and 355 gears. Now, some people have told me that a T-trim Vortech V1 with 3.12 pulley is around 15 pounds of boost. So realistically, we should be around the same, if not a little bit more. So it could probably take out 1.5 pounds of boost. So realistically, the car is probably still making 13.5 pounds of boost, maybe 14. We could possibly see 15 pounds of boost. I don't have a boost gauge either, that's the problem. But in cool air, 50-degree weather, 40-degree weather, I mean, I think this car 100%, if I were to hook up a boost gauge, which I will actually go ahead and hook up a boost gauge, I think this car will 100% see 15 pounds of boost, and that will put the car around, honestly, I think 470, wheel horsepower, something around there. I'm not gonna say it's 500 wheel because it 100% is not 500 wheel right now. Or maybe it is, I don't know, but I'm not gonna say it is. I'd say the car is pretty much in the same area it was around 445 to 460 max. That's where I'd say the car is right now, just based off the butt dyno and just how it feels and just how I can ride out the boost. I think it makes around that horsepower, but we'll have to see. We will have to see, especially because of how the car is going to be pulling now. But yeah, hope you guys did enjoy. I'm sorry I don't have a direct number, but literally I'm trying to gauge everything off of the previous setup and what I have now, and just kind of like what I've been feeling. Obviously I got to run the car to know, but time will tell. So yeah, this is the setup. This is what we're gonna be rocking with for Texas 2K. Just gonna do some minor weight reduction, take out that mock audio system, obviously all this junk in the back, take out the back seats, and then we're gonna just run it and see what it does. I mean, if it can beat bolt-on Coyotes Gen 1s and Gen 2s, it 100% makes more than 450, but we'll find out. I do want to get it rolling with like a stock Hellcat, because if it can keep up with the stock Hellcat, and obviously it's not gonna beat it, or shit, hell, who knows, but nah, I definitely won't. I'm bullshitting. But if it can keep up, I lose by a car, it's around 500 wheel. But we'll see. Hope you guys do enjoy. And yeah, catch you guys in the next one. Deuces.